All right, folks. Good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. I've come down to Augusta, Kentucky this weekend. They're having Riverfest, so celebrating that. I mean, you guys saw me going across the ferry and all that stuff, and coming into Augusta, and that was really, really cool. Now, I came down here last year to Augusta to the festival, to Riverfest. It was awesome. There was a lot of stuff going on. It's kind of the opening night here. But, oh, I know, hello to you. Star of the show. Anyways, it's kind of opening night here, and all the vendors don't open up for another hour. Stuff doesn't happen up for another hour. So I'm going to head home, and I'm going to come back here in the morning and spend the majority of the day down here. Hopefully we're going to get some trains, too, because the Cincinnati sub, the old C&O line, is right behind me, about a block and a half away. So, we'll get what we can, whether it's trains or whether it's taking a river tour or whether it's those stern wheeler boats down there tomorrow morning. We're going to get it. Once we get it all, we'll get it rolling. All right, everybody, stay tuned. Well, good afternoon, folks. Headed over to Augusta, Kentucky. Gonna celebrate the Riverfest that's going on over there. Gonna try to do it today, considering the weather's gonna be shit tomorrow. I mean, crap tomorrow. Sorry. But that's Augusta over there. Look out those stern wheelers. We're on the Augusta Ferry. That's the Jenny Ann there. And I believe, looking all the way down there, see a tow. Enjoy the sound of these engines, shall we? right, everybody, we just got into Augusta. Stay tuned. So I'm sitting here in downtown Augusta, and over here is where there's two people are sitting on the bench in the shade. There's a policeman memorial for policemen killed in the line of duty in 1938. And then there's a town marshal, a memorial for a town marshal that was killed, I think it's 1882. So that's really cool. I don't want to go over there and disturb them. They're talking, blah, blah. We'll go over there. Maybe we'll check it out later. Here they got town clock right here. It is accurate. It is 3:04, 3:05. So that's accurate. That's really cool. I just want to check a little bit of Augusta out. There's going to be a lot going on down here. Like I said, we're here for opening night, for the opening day of the festival. It starts here at 4 o'clock. As you can see, the C&O tracks are right there. Those are CSX tracks. And we're gonna get to check some trains out, or at least one train on that line, maybe more. So, like I said, folks, it's Augusta, and Riverfest starts at 4 o'clock. It starts at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'll be here before that. All right, everybody, stay tuned for me. We're gonna have a good old time. Well, before we get some trains, check out all these old buildings. Just Augusta, this is a very old town. And all the buildings, check out the firehouse. There's the firehouse right there. Augusta Fire Department, 1973. So, this is Rosie's Antique Emporium. Mr. Boach is in there right now. So, we're gonna hang out. Tracks are up there. Let's go up there, see what's going on. All these old buildings are so cool. There's your city offices right there in that white building. Police department, city offices, AD 1930 Municipal Building, Augusta, Kentucky. Look at this building. I'm gonna go wide angle, you can see more of it. Look at that. So cool. Even look at that one over here. That's the Kubota dealership. I'm gonna walk up here to the tracks. Nothing happening. I don't hear anything on the radio, so go over to the shade here. Yeah, you got all reds there. I mean, you could have all reds. Could have something coming from Cincinnati now. You got some rust on these tracks, so we haven't had a train in a little bit, but look down that way. That's towards Cincinnati. And that is towards... Someone who lives on the tracks. We get them about 15, 20 times a day. All right, thanks. I appreciate it. And that's towards Huntington, West Virginia. Goes all the way to Canova, too. So Canova, then Huntington. All right, this is CSX Main right here, and if we get a train, we get one, but if not, we'll get some soon. Stay tuned. I'm back down here at Augusta for Riverfest, for River Days, and I'm gonna take a boat ride. We'll see that over there, right there. I'm gonna take a boat ride on that. Do a little river tour, not too long. 30 minutes or so, something like that. It'll be fun. No trains yet. Haven't heard anything on the radio, so yeah, we're gonna walk over there and gonna take us a nice little boat ride. So Stay tuned. Going for a boat ride, y'all. Here's some river tours here. See what's shaking. Yep.
Hello, good. How are you?
All right, everybody. I'm on Pontoon Bay, the Miss Liberty. It's you can see behind me, Patriot River Tours. So that's their phone number. I'll switch the camera around before we get done, and yeah.
Can you walk around this area? I see a gray truck.
Yeah, from Alexandria.
Cool. So, Cincinnati. I worked for Carlisle and Bray Marine.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was down at Ghent at the power plant down there. Well, I miss it. That is a good job. Fun.
Have you ever captain's license?
No. Oh, sorry about that. Didn't mean to cut everything. There's a gust from the water. Pull my phone in a little bit so I don't actually drop in the water.
That would not be a good day.
That would not be a good day.
Yeah, Augusta does a really good job keeping their waterfront properties. Augusta is one of the nicest communities on the river.
I agree.
100 miles.
Yeah.
They really do a good job. They keep the properties mowed. They riverbank.
Yeah, I definitely know if I got an opportunity to like stay in one of these houses,
Yeah.
I would do it.
Melville Dam is 10 miles downriver from here. Everybody says well, the dams are for flood control. The dams are not for flood control.
Nope.
The dams are for navigation purposes.
Yeah, navigation and commerce, yeah.
It's all about the commerce.
Yep.
After 44 feet, the water goes over the spillway anyway. Yeah. So it doesn't. Melville right now has two locks. They have a 600-foot lock and a 1200-foot lock. Obviously, the big barges go to the 1200-foot lock. Right now, the 1200-foot lock is down in repairs. So now they have to split the barges up. With the 600-foot lock, it takes 2 to 4 hours for one barge to get to the dam.
Yeah, because they got to break the tow up and take it to one side and go get the other part.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what happens there.
I would say working on a river, that's extra work for some bitchy deckhands.
Oh, yeah. The Ohio River is 981 miles long. It starts in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's Monongahela and Allegheny merged together. It goes all the way to Cairo, Illinois. There's locks about every 65 to 70 miles apart down the river. The Ohio River's narrow section is 600 feet, wide is about, I believe it's about 2,200 feet wide. This area right here, I believe, right around 1,500 feet.
I've done the Ohio River swim in Cincinnati, and that's a blast. Yeah, done it twice so far. I'm going to do it again next month.
you see going right there, it just came back into service last week. It was down for 80 days.
Yeah.
Huge hit from Augusta. Beehive said on Mother's Day alone they've had 92 cancellations. They charge $7 for passenger vehicles, trucks, $3.
There's Ohio over here.
Last year they said at the Augusta River Fest days they had between 4,000 and 5,000 people visit.
Wow.
That's 3 days. They said it was one of the most successful river days they've ever had.
That's good.
Pretty amazing. Like this one car's here, and there's nobody over there. They'll come over, back over, and they're empty.
Yep.
Get these people. They don't
Yep.
make it. So that's kind of a nice service that they do. My understanding is the Transportation Department of Commonwealth of Kentucky does give us some assistance because it's such a vital
Yeah.
pathway for people back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, I did notice that. There was one car over there earlier, and it came back over here and got that one car. So, look at that, the river. We got left side, Ohio, right side, Kentucky. Kind of cool. I said very cool. There's Augusta over there, Ohio side over here. We'll pull up to this house I want to show you guys here in a moment.
Filter, Vandermark, people who built that, if you all heard of Vandermark, they're big in the auto business, cars, parts, used vehicles. They built that up here from Phillipsburg, I believe there's an elevator in it.
Huh.
It looks like, you'll see the tall stacks, the replica of a house, four-wheeler basically what it is.
Yeah.
It was built in 2004, about $280,000 to build.
Wow.
They have a really neat pavilion on the water. That's a really nice job of it. It's one of the most unusual houses you'll see on the river in
For sure.
this area, in this stretch.
Yeah, I always see it driving by, but to see it from this viewpoint is really cool.
When you sit and it's dead on to it, perpendicular with it on the river, it's a really neat place. It's now crazy, over $800,000 back there.
Wow. It's crazy.
They literally just cut the hill out and put the house back in there.
Yeah, me either.
I don't know if I've ever seen a car in it when we go by either.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I don't know if it, obviously it's a summer house.
I think it's that empty for a while because did it go into like tax foreclosure or
I'm not
something?
sure what it was.
Yeah, from this angle, it looks like a boat.
Yep.
Got a nice little pavilion right there. This little dock. That's pretty cool. All right. Merc.
Notice how mom didn't know it.
Look at all that. On some waterfront property. Already looking at property in the area. What Mrs. Boat says anyways. I'm okay with that. There's a view of Augusta over there and the waterfront. Some clouds moving in, that'll help temperature wise. We'll be coming up on the stern wheelers in a moment. Get some good shot of those.
Told me that.
Yeah.
I think there's 3 days, so
Live band, beer garden.
yeah.
More vendors I have to check out on maybe about a little bit more than halfway.
Those are all paddle wheelers.
Yep.
All individual paddle wheelers, but individually owned.
Operate off diesel. Yes.
You're gonna lose privileges.
Hey, listen to that.
Very, very, very big.
All right, cool, y'all. All right, so that's it. Let me, still looking at me, but let me turn this around here. So that's what Patriot River Tours. If you're around Cincinnati area, there's their phone number if you're coming in town. If you want to check more out, there's a website too. All right, that was awesome. Stay tuned, y'all. All right, everybody, I've been walking around Augusta for a while. As you can see, I'm nice and sweaty. And I was talking to you guys yesterday about a town marshal was killed here on the spot. Marshal Richard D. Lane, 1854 to 1882, killed in the line of duty July 25th, 1882. May his ultimate sacrifice never be forgotten. Erected by Police Chief Greg Cummins and the Augusta Rotary Club in 2002. So there we go. And then a cool little cannon over there, a little decorative. And if you go over here, there's another Augusta Police Patrolman Officer Charles W. Campbell, 1892 to 1938, killed on the line of duty December 24th, 1938, so on Christmas Eve. Near this spot, may his ultimate sacrifice never be forgotten. So he was killed right here where I'm standing on Christmas Eve of 1938. Erected 1994 by the Augusta Police Department and Fraternal Order of Police, Limestone Lodge, number 5. So look at that. There's some bird doo-doo on there, but very cool. There's the scooter gang. That's the least biker gang that I'd ever be afraid of. Anyways, we're gonna get back to the truck here, and then we're gonna go explore some landmarks of Augusta. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, I came up here to the Augusta jail. We're gonna check this out, but there's a little historical marker here right here, and I'll try to do it quickly because there's music at the public pool over there. So here's what it says. Philip Buckner, go ahead and give this a read. Philip Buckner, 1747 to 1820. Captain Philip Buckner, an Englishman, was a Revolutionary War veteran. He came to Virginia, served adopted colony as issuing commissary, received extensive land grants, and then settled here. In 1797, he donated this lot for Augusta Public Square as part of the Lanford town. It became the site of a courthouse until it burned in 1848. Pioneer Jail is still standing. And then this over here is the jail. Press the wrong button. See, here's, you can call this number, I guess. They can free visits Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. 1811 Old Augusta Jail. Look at the brickwork on this. So up in there, let's go around. Still haven't heard any trains. There's the tracks for the Cincinnati line. I don't think there's any windows that you can see into at all. Let's go up here. Oh. What is that? Oh, there's a nest in there. No, I don't know what that is. Huh?
I'm seeing really good on the other side.
Oh, can you? Yeah, I can't see here. Let's go to the other side and see what we can see. All right, walking around. They got a door here. We can't get in there. It's screwed shut. There's a little city park. Oh, cool. Looks like there's like a little, like that would be the cells inside there, and these are just the windows where the bars are. That's cool. I wish I could get in there. It didn't lock. Let's just kind of give it a, you know, let's give it a shot. Maybe it'll work. Well, oh yeah, look. This is like, I don't know if you guys focus. Look at that. That's a cell right there with 2 beds in it and a thermometer. It says Moore in Parker Funeral Homes. There's like, see a chair. There's a bunch of carvings on the windowsill. And to the left, looks like somebody really carved into it. You see a lantern. So that's one cell. There's like 2 cells in there. That's cool. Nice. I'm gonna have to shut it off because the music started again. Guess what, folks? We're not done yet. I got plenty of more of Augusta to show you, but we got a train on the way right now. I'm not sure. I can't tell by the signal down there which way he's coming, but I'm gonna find out before long. So once that train gets here, you know what? I'm gonna get it rolling. Stay tuned. So I came to the north side of the park. I can see there's playground equipment and picnic tables and a historical marker. We get that in a second. American flag. Let's check out this. Fort Ancient Village at Augusta. Augusta is located on the site of a major settlement of the Fort Ancient people. So there's a Fort Ancient northeast of Cincinnati. So the Fort Ancient people who lived here between AD 1500 and 1650. The village consisted of large communal houses built around a central plaza. Archaeologists document artifacts and burials over a wide area. The village was abandoned by 1650. So, you know, whether they used the resources and they needed to move on. So here's a different one. So who were the Fort Ancient people, you ask? So Fort Ancient people lived in the middle Ohio Valley from AD 1000 to 1750. They lived in villages, grew crops including corn, beans, and squash, hunted and fished, and made salt, and traded goods like marine shell with other villages throughout the region. Fort Ancient people were preceded by the Shawnee and other tribes, so that is really cool. Let's go check this flag out here. That's what I tried to do in the first place when I shut the camera off. So, all right, Thomas Appleman, my bad. Thomas L. Appleman Memorial Park, named for the former mayor who was once a leading citizen in the history of Augusta, was born Was born in nearby Bracken County community of Chatham in 1935. He married Betty Habermel in 1956. Together they had 8 children. Beginning in 1970, Appleman served as the mayor of Augusta for 16 years. Under his administration, the river town was revitalized because of his leadership efforts. Homes were restored, low-income housing was built, recreational facilities were established, ferryboat service was continued, medical service was reestablished, and a newspaper was started, and the industry was kept in the town during his tenure. 3 movies were filmed in the city in the annual Heritage Days, and the Steamwheeler Boat Regatta were initiated, and the business and civic leadership was a 42-year-old employee of Clopay Corporation and began a plant manager. The family man, business leader, and politician died in 2003. So wow, he brought a lot to Augusta, and I mean, most of these homes in Augusta, like that one, are historic homes. So really, really cool. All right, let's see what else we can find. All right, everybody, let's take a look here. 122 pound per yard rail rolled by Glockner Steel in 1981 in January. That's cool. Rolled by Glockner, 1981, first of the year, the beginning of the year. So we do have a train coming. Let's see if I can get. It looks like he's going to be coming westbound on the main here, from that direction. And ooh, I see his headlights. Here we go. All right, folks, here we go. Gate's gone off. There's no arms here, just buck and light and bell protected. Hey, when the lights go on, that means red and you stop. Yeah, I kind of just yelled at them, but these bells are going to go off constantly because it's just that type of crossing. got a Pan Am boxcar coming. Oh, nice. Main Central behind it. Cool. Oh, railroad tie cars. They're empty though. There's nothing in them. Take some scrap wood and whatnot in there. that tanker. Guys, I am sweating. It is so humid today. I am sweating so much. Propylene oxide on those tankers, 1280. This is a big train. This thing's a monster. Hydrous ammonia. 4 tankers of anhydrous ammonia. Here comes some more. God, this is a monster train. Liquid calcium chloride. There's some railroad ties. You can smell the creosote on those things. Wow. There comes the end of it. There they go. Westbound on the old C&O line. That's exactly what this is. I don't know if there's a defect detector west of town. That was pretty cool. Waiting all day for one train. Maybe there'll be more this evening. We're going to go to dinner in Maysville here a little bit. Like I said, we got to explore more of Augusta, so stay tuned, folks. Alrighty, everybody, we got the train and come up here. There's a couple other things I wanted to check out. My adventures might be spoiled by the rain, but here's this one. Let's check. So, Augusta and the Civil War. By September 1862, 6,000 Union troops had gone from this district. Only 100 home guards left. Under Colonel Bradford on September 27th, Colonel Duke with 350 Morgan's raiders attacked guards, secreted in houses, and fought the raiders until penetrated the area, burned and cannonaded the houses. Confederate States of America losses of men and ammunition forced return to Falmouth, Kentucky, and an abandonment of a raid into the state of Ohio. That's really cool. The other side's just the same thing. I just checked it out. But I think there's a cemetery over here, but it looks like I might be spoiled by the rain. So we're not done yet. We'll figure it out. We're going to go to Maysville and we're going to have some dinner. So stay tuned, folks. All right, everybody. Here's the cemetery I was talking about. There's some really old graves down there. So I'm going to try to get down there just a little bit. It's the Payne Cemetery for Colonel Duval Payne. Revolutionary War and War of 1812. General Payne, War of 1812, son of Colonel Duval Payne. Wow. Circa 1816, erected by the Volunteers of America. That's this sign. And so go over here. In memory of all American veterans. This memorial honors American veterans who, although separated by generations, shared a common, undeniable goal to valiantly protect our country's freedoms. The memories of these American veterans will continue to live on whenever and wherever democracy exists. The American veteran, forever a symbol of heroism, sacrifice, loyalty, and freedom. All right, folks, let's go down. Yeah, there's a marker right here, but that might be a boundary marker. So, first thing I wanted to check that out. Watch my step. All of this is on a hill, so you got to be careful. In memory of 8 unknown Confederate soldiers killed at Augusta, Kentucky, September 27, 1862. So, wow. There's 8 of them. This is a memory for them. So, lots of old graves. 1814, 1904. I want to go all the way down there, but I don't. A lot of these gravestones have been knocked over. There's some more of a classical style over here. But one day I'll come back down here when it's not so humid and threatening with weather. But yeah, this is really cool. And while I'm here, I wanted to say I mean no disrespect for being in the cemetery. Thank you very much for welcoming me to your resting place. So that was really, really cool. Let's see if we can check out something up here before we venture on with ourselves. Yeah, like Elizabeth Van Dyke, 1854 to 1938, and then Kate C. Van Dyke, 1857 to 1930. And there's some more Van Dykes over here. Thomas R. died in 1920, and Alice J. Van Dyke died in 1917. Virginia Wood. There's a Dr. McCormick. So, yeah, the humidity I feel is jumping up because I feel there's rain coming, and I'm sweating, guys. But that's usually you can tell veterans' graves. See over there, oh, that one has the American flag on it. That's usually the sign of a veteran's grave. So we can go over there and check that out, but woo-wee, I'm smelling ripe, my friends, ripe. Here we go, we got a World War I veteran over here. Let's go check that out. Milton S. Uzelman, Ohio, Corporal 7th Company 150 Depot 159th Depot Brigade, World War I, died in 1959. John E. Edwards, 1923. Some more classic style gravestones. I mean, they're all the way knocked up by the tree, like Cora E. Lowe. Her grave was pushed by that tree. This, with where I'm standing, is like a whole family burial plot. So this is really cool. The newest or youngest grave is May B. Uzelman, 1984. Wow. Okay, guys, I am pouring sweat. There's a couple older veterans' graves down there. As you can see, I'll zoom in on them. I know it's going down there, but it is so darn humid. I am going to, up there by Mrs. Boat, she's checking out a veteran's grave or up there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this, guys, and I am going to get out of this. I am not feeling well here. So I'm going to cool off, and I'll see you in a bit. All right, everybody, that is going to do it for me today and this entire weekend, and I've had a great time. And I've had a great time hanging out with Mrs. Boats and exploring Augusta and doing all that stuff and checking out the festival at the river. And hey, we got one train, so that's really cool. You know, it's not often you get a lot of traffic down here in the old C&O or the Cincinnati sub. You just don't, and so it's really cool at least to get one. I got two, I think, last year at Augusta River Days. So hey, I'll take it. And the train device is going off on my radio, but no train. So we just got dinner at Caproni's. It was really good. Caproni's. It was really good. I had some spaghetti meatballs here in Maysville, Kentucky. Check it out. But I had a great time, and I'm glad I had a great time hanging out with you guys too. So, you know, just awesome. Besides this humidity, man, it is insane. But like I said, had a great time. I really enjoyed myself. Augusta's an awesome place, and man, I could move here. I really could move here. Anyways, folks, I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. So like, comment, subscribe, share if you haven't done so already. Hit that little alert button for me. You get all the notifications for when I post. And if you have more time, please watch another video, because every video you watch really helps my channel, and I really do appreciate that, folks. Helps me with that daily battle with that algorithm that's always keeping down them small channels and all that stuff. So until we meet again out on the rails and anywhere else I might have an adventure, have a good day.